What is good, Counter-Strike fans? Welcome to my 20th episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today, we're finally talking about the biggest event of the year, the Blast Austin Major 2025. The first stage, we are finally here. It's been a long fantasy season, but we're finally at the pinnacle. The biggest event where it's going to be interesting. Is Vitality going to win the whole thing? I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, really excited about this. And yeah, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And like always, let's take a look back at how I did on my previous event, which was the IME Dallas playoffs. I decided to go with double Falcons with Kickstand and Monacy, and double Mouse with Torchy and Brolin, and then Major as my fifth. Unfortunately, as we know, Vitality kind of went and won another event. I mean, 30 wins in a row is probably one of the most elite teams of all time. If they end up winning the major, they'll probably be one of the greatest teams, if not the greatest team of all time. I mean, the other team that I would think of is like Astralis, but like within one season, just winning every event, it's been kind of crazy to see how Vitality has done that, especially with the caliber and the opposition the CS that's now available. Like, there's so many good teams, and Vitality's just been consistently the best. So yeah, kind of unfortunate. Top 77, only 1 point. If we look at the event overview and the best value for money players, I mean, it's basically all Vitality. Saiwu's by far and away the best, which is insane. So if you want a Saiwu, you probably did well. Some other players like Tezes from Falcons, 910 from Mongols, and then a couple Mouse with Search and Spinks. You kind of knew that. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if you knew, but this event we didn't really have the most picked players option available before the roster locked, and that kind of just led me to pick Falcons just for the upside and because I'm chasing. If I would have seen the most picked players and I would have seen like no Vitality, I probably would have gone there, possibly. But I mean, I decided to take a chance on Monacy and Falcons, and it didn't work out. I mean, they put a better fight than Mouse did, but yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. But as you know, Pickems are really popular, so we're gonna talk about Pickems for the major and for this stage one. Beforehand, though, I want to show you this image, and this is from the most popular or some of the most popular, well-known people in the CS community and what their picks are. And you can see a big trend in 3-0s with Heroic, the anonymous 3-0 option. On 03, we see Chinggis Warriors as well. And yeah, just so you can take a look, you can pause the video and take a look. I mean, with so many options, so many people picking so many different teams, like you'll see a trend, and hopefully, like, you know, take some of these options and use it for yourself. But I'm gonna do my own pick'em, and I'm not gonna stray away too much from what the masses think. I mean, I think Heroic will go 3-0. It's just an easy pick. They are by far and away the best team in this stage. And I think they're probably the only team in stage one that can get far into the major and actually, you know, be on the latter stages as well. So yeah, Heroic 3-0. And also for the other three, I'm gonna go kind of basic, and I'm gonna go with Chinggis Warriors. Haven't watched them. I'm not sure. I know they're from Mongolia, but they don't really have much up tier 1 or facing a lot of like these top 50 opposition. They kind of just face a lot of the Asian teams. It's been a great, you know, story with them making it to the major, but I think this is where the story ends, and they just go 0-3 here. For the other 3-0 team, there are a couple options. I mean, you have Complexity, but you still have Halsberg without knowing whether he's gonna be available. It's looking less and less likely that he will be without any news on that. If he was, then they'll probably be the second favorite 3-0. But they're gonna be replacing with juniors, which is not too crazy as JT has previous experience playing alongside junior, so he'll be able to use them properly. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna skip on them for 3-0. The other team I'm kind of interested in is Bait. They are a good around team. They have some good options. I mean, some good experience as well with NPL, head trick. The way they got to the major, however, like they lost like both BO1s and they had to win like 5 BO3s in a row to get here. Doesn't fill me with confidence with them winning a BO1, and they could possibly lose somewhere in a BO1, which, might not get them the perfect 3-0. And the team that I'm actually going to go with is Beboom. I think it's another kind of popular pick for 3-0. Major winning IGL and Boomich. You have a lot of experience as well with Axile, Siren, Sortie. They're all experienced on majors, and then Magicus is kind of the new player in a major, and he's been their best player overall, and I think he'll be fine. He'll show out for them. I went with Heroic and Beboom. A lot of simulations that I've done, and you could do simulations within HLTV or the RMR calculator if you look up on Google, have Heroic and Beboom actually not facing each other in the 2-0. So some people go with teams not facing each other. Some people go with teams facing each other. So you at least have one right. I just think these are the two most likely teams, in my opinion, to go 3-0. As for the other 0-3 team, I think it's between 4 options. I think Lin Vision, they have not gotten very positive results as well. Like the only notable result is beating Tai Lu a couple times, but that's it. Like they struggle when they face anyone outside Asia, and even within Asia they kind of struggle as well. NRG, they're kind of like the Team America. Yeah, I don't know. Some Nitro is fine, but some of the roster is just okay. Like NACS is like basically dead, so I'm not sure on them. Fluxo, that's another popular 0-3 pick. They have Art. That's it. Kai, the guy that was that stand-in for Fury and did really poorly. He's been doing a lot better now in Fluxo, but yeah, they don't really face many outside of South America. And then Metasport, the Swedish team. I mean, they're okay. I want to say they're like all 3 favorite. I just mentioning them. So it's between these 3. I would say as the most popular. And honestly, I'm gonna go Lin Vision. I haven't been impressed by them at all when I see them facing in any of the big events. They haven't been that great. I know there's a thing where you're not supposed to be picking Asian teams to go in 3, and I picked 2 of them already. But I just think they're the worst of the rest. It could definitely be a Flux, or it could definitely be NRG, but I'm gonna go with Lin Vision. Now for the 3-1s to advance to the next stage, and the 3-2s. I'm gonna go these really quickly. Complexity, we talked about them being a 3-0. I think they'll definitely advance. Bait as well. They're another team that we talked for 3-0, so I think they'll definitely advance. I think Tyloo have been good whenever they've been facing tier 1 opposition, or even like this tier 2. I think you gotta have at least one of the Asian CS teams to make it to the next stage. So I'm gonna go with Tyloo. OG, the team overall is great. They have a great IGL and Kristen. They got Nico does now as an upgrade. He's been in majors before. He's pretty stable as well. Spook is really good as well. So yeah, OG I think will make it. Now for the last two spots, it gets a lot tougher. I'm gonna go with wildcard. I know it's another popular advanced team. I think Stanislav definitely overperforms with rosters that he has, and I think they'll definitely want to, be in an NA major. The team is, wants to perform here. I think, I think Stanislav will be able to ideal them to at least to advance. Definitely probably in the 2-2 matchup. For the final team, I've been thinking of 3 to 4 teams. I mean, Imperial, Nimbinga, FlyQuest, and Legacy. Nimbinga, I'm a little bit afraid of their LAN experience. I'm not sure how well they do here. So I'm gonna rule them out. Imperial as well, I just don't know about them either. Like they have some good results, but then whenever they face anyone that's actually good and not a South American team, they just struggle. FlyQuest, the Netic pickup was good and has given them more firepower, but it's FlyQuest. I'm not sure. And then Legacy, the whole drama with them getting the spot over Bestia. Don't even want to talk about that, but I just want to say it's not Legacy's fault. It's not even Blast's fault. So that at least one other entity that is at fault. But yeah, Legacy's fine too. Like, it's between these four. FlyQuest would be the most popular pick, but I'm getting good vibes from Legacy. I think Legacy have been receiving so many like it's their second opportunity. Like they've been given a second opportunity to show out in the major. They have a good roster. They're kind of like all around well based. Dumao, Lado. Could they finally show out on the major? They could here. And as long as they don't face Imperial, they could make it. In general, for the pick'ems, I think if you have like Heroic and Chinggis Warriors, and then like Bet Boom, Complexity, Bait, Tyloo, and OG, as you're at 3-0 or advancing, you should be fine. You should get 5 at least from those. I think for your last like 3 advancing team or your last 0-3 team, it's up to you to decide. For Legacy, could have definitely been FlyQuest. It could have been Imperial. It could even be RG, Fluxo, Mesport. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you decide. Like, I think you decide, or even take a look at the pick'ems for a lot of the other teams, and kind of gauge where everyone's at. Take the masses, and hopefully you can get 5 of them. But yeah, that's my pick'ems. And now we can talk about the most popular players for HLTV Fantasy for Stage 1. And for Stage 1, the most picked player is LNZ. He's chosen about 40% of the time. And you can see other heroic players as well. It makes sense. They're the most popular 3-0 team. So some Pious as well around. I think he's maybe a high 30%. Youngster in the 33 percentile. X-Cloud as well. I think X-Cloud is definitely the more differential. I mean, he's half the amount picked than LLC. So 4 heroic players are up there. 2 Bet Boom players with Boom Edge and Exile. Stanislav from Wildcard, and then Nyx from Complexity. So finally, we can talk about the player overview and the teams and the players individually. So we're going to start off with Complexity. And I think Complexity on another day with Housework here, they'll have good options, but I just don't expect them to go 3-0. I think even if they went 3-0, the pricing's a little too high. I mean, you have JT being 205. That's kind of insane. If you want to go a Complexity player, I think Nyx is probably the best one in 198 just because it's the cheapest. Or even Grim, if you think he's going to be the best player on this stage. But I think they're just too much. I think there's definitely better value on some of the lower teams. Heroic, however, I think you have to pick double heroic. I think the upside is too high. They have the best and first easiest matchup, like Chinggis Warriors. They should beat them quite easily. All 5 players honestly options with heroic. I would say my favorite option for sure is xCloud at 216. He's cheaper than Sampaius. He's gotten better ratings than him. He is the entry fragger as well, so he has that role that activates. And if he's gonna be facing teams like Chinggis Warriors along the way, he should be able to farm much easier than someone like Sampaius, who will probably do a lot better against some of the tougher opposition on this stage. So yeah, I'm gonna go xCloud as my favorite. And then after that, I will go Junkstar as well. I think Junkstar is kind of underrated in this team. I definitely like him more than LNC. LNC is still fine, but I don't think there's much upside with him. Meanwhile, Junkstar has more upside, and he can have some pop off games. Meanwhile, LMC is kind of just the IGL, your standard IGL, who puts up like 0.93 rating. So yeah, xCloud and Junkstar will be my favorite options from here. Sampaius is not bad, but he's too highly chosen, and he's not better than some xCloud. If you wanted to go differential, Tanir, the Belarusian bot, as Simple called him, he said that Tanir and I believe Sampaius were not bots and everyone else in Heroic was. But yeah, Tanir, if you want to go differential, he could definitely be the best player on this stage. And he's not as highly chosen as the other 4 are. So yeah, those are my options for Heroic. For FlyQuest, again, I don't know if you can go here. It's too expensive. They're not even guaranteed to make it to the next stage. If I were to go with anyone from here, it'd probably be Backside at 205. And then pair him up with Lias or Innis. But honestly, wouldn't go here for this pricing or with their probability of making it. Bait is a decent option. I mean, it has some decent pricing. I think they'll for sure make it to the next stage, so that's not a worry. I think Hetrick at 211 is pretty decent. He'll definitely have to be a carry alongside NPL. And I mean, they've both been showing out, so you should expect that from them. And then if you want to double up, I mean, Alex, Kensior, Essential, they're all fine options. Just pick whichever one you believe most. I think Kensior is probably my favorite of the 3 of them. But they're all around the same pricing. They all kind of do the same output. So yeah, just pick your favorite out of those 3. For wildcard, it's going to be tough for them as well. I don't think they go 3-0. I don't think they go 3-1. I think they probably are a 3-2 team. Tanisla 179 is not bad, but he just doesn't put up rating. I mean, 0.89 last 3 months. It's not great. I mean, but it's so cheap, so it's an option if you want to go there. If you want to save some money, it's not my favorite bronze cheap option, but he's there if you like. If I want to go with wildcard, I think Susp will be my favorite. He's at least the most recently priced out of the 5 of them. So yeah, that's for wildcard. Tyloo's a team that could go 3-0, I think, or even could go 3-1. I think they'll definitely make it to the next stage. I'm very impressed by them. The pricing is actually not bad either. Museo's kind of underrated at 204. I think he could definitely be one of the best value at the end of the band. If I wanted to pair up with someone, attacker, if you wanted to save up, or if you wanted to spend a little bit more, Mercury for sure. I think G is fine, but spending like 411 on 2 Tyloo players, I'm not sure about that. So yeah, those are my options for Tyloo. For Legacy, I have them making it to the next stage. It's definitely going to be off to Mao and Lado. However, that pricing at 210 plus, I just don't want to go there. If you want to go here, Nissim's fine at 181. He's actually a pretty okay option at bronze. And then I will pair him up with Sazin as well. For Lin Vision, I have him 0-3. I wouldn't pick him, honestly. Maybe Westmoreland, Emilia. But yeah, probably not. Bet Boom, I think here's the first team with at least some good value. And I could go 3-0. I think Boomich at 182 is great. I think he has sometimes pop-up performances. He can definitely put up a 1+ rating. That kind of IGL. Even if he doesn't put up a 1 rating, his price is so cheap that he definitely is worth it. I think all 5 players are honestly worth it. Between Sorting and Magnages for that spend up, I'll definitely go Magnages. He's a lot more likely to take over games. And while their ratings are kind of close recently, I just think Magnages has the higher upside. And if Bedboom are to go 3-0, he'll definitely be the reason why. And then between Exile and Siren, if you want to spend less, I'd rather go Exile. I know that Siren's been performing a lot better recently, but I think Exile at 196 has so much upside and he's cheaper that you kind of want to go there. So yeah, for Bet Boom, I think my favorite 3 options are Boomage, Exile, and Magnages. And you can pair them up however you like. NRG. Again, NRG I think are more likely to be an 0-3 option than advancing. Nitro is not bad. Nitro is not bad at 178. And Bro at 199 is not the worst either. But yeah, you're probably not choosing any of them. Chinggis Warriors, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. I just don't think you can go here. OG again have some good value. I think all 5 players are definitely options. Maybe not Krisen at 191. Nicholas has been their best player recently. I mean, ever since his join. So 202 could be super cheap for him. Spooks, pretty solid. Has a lot of potential. But I think I like Fiku and Buzz as maybe 5th options. Or if you want to pair them up, they're just so cheap. 184 and 183. They can both put up at least a 1 rating and maybe even more. So yeah, I think for OG, I like Fico and Buzz the most, but Nicholas and Spook, if you want to spend up a little more, it's not bad. Imperial, they were close to being I think the 8 team for me to go through to the next stage. I really like Che Jesus as my, if you want to go really cheap for your 5th and spend up elsewhere, like Che Jesus would be my favorite option at 170. He actually doesn't put up too bad a rating compared to the other like bronze options. So, and he can pop off here and there as well. So Che Jesus would be my favorite. I think Try has the upside to be super valuable. 215 for someone that's been putting up a 1.3 rating. It is against South American opposition, but it's honestly not bad. And yeah, some of the Imperial players are here kind of decent. Like Beanie's not bad at 183. Like Decent D at 201 is actually okay as well. So yeah, Imperial, some okay options there. Dominga, Sway is gonna be probably like the best option. I'm not sure if he's the best value. Probably not. Maybe Risky Bob is, and maybe Khan. But are you really going with Dominga? I'm not sure. Fluxo, again, like who are you gonna go here? Like Kai's been good. I mean, farming South American opposition. I mean, if you remember him, Furia, he was pretty bad. Kind of good seeing him bounce back and play better. But I don't know with this team. And for Metasport, I mean, Swedish CS. They've been bringing it back a little bit, but again, not great. I mean, you can go here. Just pick wherever you like if you want to go this far down in the teams. So I don't have many other teams. I think I'm just gonna show you my team, and my team for this event will be double heroic with Youngstar and Xcloud, alongside double bet boom with Manages and Boomage, and then we're gonna make it all worth it with Buzz as our fifth. And I think this team is really solid. I mean, I'm spending up the most on heroic, which makes sense, and I'm spending up on two of their least popular players in Youngstar and Xcloud. Going with double bet boom because I have them as 3-0. Even if they don't go 3-0, I think going 3-1 is likely as well for them, and I think Messages can pop off and farm some of these easier oppositions. He's faced Naminga multiple times, and he's been farming them this year, so I expect him to do the same here. And then Buzz, he was probably the best cheap player that I could get. If you look at a couple more options, I mean, you can spend up a little bit more and go, for example, Fiku, but then you kind of downgrade a lot with going with Sorte. I don't think the difference between Fiku and Buzz is too much that you want to downgrade to Sorte. If you want to go like min max team, I kind of got like I mentioned Che Jesus, Tenier, and then like Xcloud. And then what else would you put here? Like Pumich and Siren, something like this. That would be a fun team to pick. Like, there's so many go options in this event, and I think whichever way you go, I think there's definitely a lot of viable options. But this is what I'm gonna go with. I mean, I've been thinking with 2-1-1s, but I kind of settled with this. I think I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna go with this lineup. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of my lineup. Let me know your lineups as well. I definitely want to see some other people's lineups. I haven't been able to check that out on the forums, but I want to see what everyone else is thinking. I'm definitely for sure gonna see heroic. I think that's gonna be a for sure. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your lineups look like. Just really quickly, wanted to go over my Blast Fantasy as well. Again, just went double heroic, double bet boom with Tenier, Sorte, Axile, Youngstar, and then G as my fifth. You can pick. This was a little bit more fun, a little bit more chill, laid back game. So yeah, definitely take a look at it if you are interested in some other fantasies. But yeah, again, like I mentioned, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, good luck, have fun, and see you for the next one.